The C&L Throttle Controller that we have here today will be one of the most affordable devices of its kind for the 2016 and newer Camaro owners who are looking to help eliminate the lag or delay in their drive-by-wire rides. Now, the C&L will also kick in some other useful modes outside of a performance style mode that will make for a grand total of 8 different modes altogether, all of which are even customizable from there. And they even kick in things like an anti-theft mode, which will prevent the throttle pedal from working altogether. Now, the device will feature a very small footprint, as you can see right here on the table, will be a plug-and-play install thanks to the included harness, and can be had all for right around the high $100 price point. So throttle control devices have certainly been around for a little while now, and they can be found from a ton of aftermarket manufacturers out there. But for the most part, they all exist to serve that same common goal or purpose. And that is to help eliminate that lag or delay you guys feel when pushing the throttle pedal down in your Camaro and it not really reacting in a timely manner. Now, this of course is caused by the modern drive-by-wire systems present in a lot of today's modern muscle cars. Now, some of these devices kick in some extra modes outside of the performance stuff that we'll talk about in a second that can be beneficial, and that is definitely the case with the C&L option that we have here today. So what do you say we break down those modes? So again, you are getting a total of 8 different modes here with the C&L option, 3 of which are more of a performance mode, so let's start with those first. First up, you have H1, which is a comfort mode. Now, this is going to be a nice little balance of performance and fuel economy. Next up is H2, which is a sport mode. This is going to improve throttle response slightly over that comfort mode we just talked about for a sportier feel. Third on the performance list is H3. Now, this is all-out race mode, which will allow for maximum performance with immediate throttle response. Now, what's even cooler with the C&L device is that each one of these modes essentially has 9 different levels of adjustment. So H1.1 all the way up to H1.9 and so forth. Now, this does give Camaro owners really the ability to kind of fine-tune their experience with this device in all of the different modes. But as I mentioned earlier, this device from C&L is more than just those performance modes. So let's talk about some of the additional modes included. First up, you have EC, which is fuel economy mode, and this is as it sounds, right? It's designed to help increase fuel economy by really kind of taking that pedal sensitivity out. Up next, we have snow mode, which is SNO, and of course that is a bad weather mode, which really dumbs down the throttle response in an effort to help reduce wheel spin on bad weather days. Next up, you have OOO. That's an intelligent mode that automatically adjusts to your driving habits, which is pretty cool. And then finally, there's just good old-fashioned normal mode, which is essentially a factory default mode and renders the C&L basically inoperable at that point. Now, last but not least, this is one of my favorite modes, guys. There is a LOC, or anti-theft mode, which renders the throttle pedal useless. And that is one of the very unique features here with the C&L option. But moving into construction here, guys, and as you can see, the device itself is a pretty simple yet sleek looking box. White exterior with a black back. There are 2 buttons. One is basically a button to switch between your different modes, and the other button is to adjust the sensitivity of each mode like we talked about earlier. Now, the display is pretty small. Basically, you can place it anywhere here. The backside does include some automotive grade adhesive that will allow you to adhere this basically anywhere on your dash. Now, this thing also includes the plug-and-play wiring harness here right out of the box, which will connect your throttle pedal harness and will basically allow for a few feet of wire here, giving you some flexibility on where you'd like the C&L device to live. Now, one thing the site does mention, and one thing I really want to reaffirm to you guys watching at home, is that because the C&L device does not tap into your OBD2 port and it does not physically change your tune, there is no footprint left behind. So therefore, that should help alleviate any possible warranty concerns you may have with this device installed. All right, let's move into price here, guys. And again, we talked about this thing being pretty affordable earlier, coming in right around that mid to high $100 price point. The C&L option is going to be one of your more affordable devices of its kind on the site here, coming in a little higher than entry-level options from Raxium, but still far less expensive than options coming from Madness, Hypertech, Pedal Commander, and JMS, just to name a few. All right, last but not least, let's get into the installation portion of today's video. Just give you an idea of how easy this one will be, guys. Again, it is completely plug and play, so therefore the site's gonna stick with the soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Maybe 30 minutes of your time to complete at most, but I would say most of that time in that 30 minutes is gonna be spent running and hiding the wire and finding an ideal place for the device itself. But to give you a better idea of just how this all shakes out in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for a detailed walkthrough.
For this install, you will need a pair of angle cutters. What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing a throttle controller on our Camaro, so let's get started. Alrighty, guys, so as you can probably assume, this is gonna be a pretty cramped install going under the dash of a very tight sports car here, which you're familiar with if you own a Camaro. So we're gonna go ahead and explain how this is gonna go, then we're gonna kind of show you where it's supposed to go and how it's gonna look afterwards. So what I'm gonna do is go right down to the throttle pedal, and on the back side of that throttle pedal assembly is gonna be your plug for your throttle pedal. So we're gonna unplug that, and then we're gonna go ahead and hook in line our adapter harness for our throttle controller. So we'll plug that in one side to our main harness, and then the other side is gonna go to the throttle pedal, and that's gonna act as the in-between. And then we're gonna run our cable up through for our controller. It's gonna go right under our dashboard and up to an accessible point here on our dash so we can control it from our seat. So kind of get an idea of how this is gonna go. We'll show you before and after how it's supposed to look, and we'll do our best to show you while we're installing it how it's supposed to go. Alrighty, guys, so we're under here at our pedal assembly. And even though you really can't see it, there is a connector right on the back side of this. So we're gonna go ahead and pull up on the safety tab to press in the release latch. It is honestly very tight in here, so just be patient with it. Go ahead and pop that throttle pedal connector out, so we have that here. We're gonna go ahead and grab our adapter harness. We're gonna go ahead and get that plugged in. We got one side going into the body side of the harness. I'm gonna lock that in. And you wanna relock that safety tab, so go ahead and push that down. Then our new connector is gonna go to our throttle pedal. You have to really feel for it here since you are essentially doing this blind. Yes, it will be tricky. So once you hear that lock in place, go ahead and push down that safety tab as well. You want to make sure this is out of the way of your pedal so you can still go full throttle. What we can do here is we're gonna throw a zip tie up here to hold our module up out of the way, so we'll go ahead and grab that now. All right, so we've got our zip tie here. These are included with your kit. Go ahead, get this started. Now we're just gonna hook ours right here onto this. Just go ahead and get it started. You're going to put a little bit of tension on it. You don't want to pull it all the way tight just yet. Get our controller cable unwound here. Go ahead and run that through our zip tie. Pull that all the way through. Our module up here. It's going to get far enough out of the way so where it's not going to interfere with our pedal. We'll go ahead now, take a pair of angle cutters or scissors if that's what you have. Go ahead and trim the excess off of this zip tie. Nobody likes those hanging around. So you can get that out of the way. And once we're done with that, we're going to take our controller cable and connector here, and we're going to run that up under our dash. So we'll go ahead and show you how that's supposed to go now. All right, guys, so now we're going to run our connector and cable for our controller up through our dashboard. Now, right under your steering wheel is pretty much wide open. You just have to feed this up through it. Then we're gonna mount our controller right here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I want to stretch before doing this. Once you've got a hold of it, go ahead and pull it through. Now we can go ahead and install our controller. Now it does have an adhesive backing on it, so we'll just go ahead and pop the cover off of that. We'll grab our connector here and plug that in. We're just gonna go ahead and stick ours right here so it's accessible. Tuck our excess wiring back in. Now this does have a good amount of cable here, so if you want to run it up the side or something like that, you can do that as well. Alrighty guys, so there are 8 different modes in this controller here. So we'll go ahead and turn our car to key on, engine off position. That's going to display our mode here. So we'll cycle through our modes. Now each mode has adjustments within that mode. So our mode button is the one on the left here. That's going to change the actual mode. The adjustment within that mode is going to be made from the adjustment button up top. So we are in H2 right now. That is sport mode, and we are at level 6. So we can keep going up all the way to level 9. Then it'll go back down to 1. That's going to be the sensitivity, harshness or softness of your throttle in each mode. So then we can go ahead and switch to H3, that would be race mode. So we'll go all the way back to H1 and kind of run through the modes themselves now that we've shown you how you can adjust them within every mode. So H1 is going to be your comfort mode, so just relaxed driving, nice easy throttle. Again, you can still have some adjustment within there. And then if we go ahead back to H2, again, that is sport mode. H3 is race. EC is fuel efficient mode or economy. Normal is going to be completely normal throttle, just as factory settings. Snow is going to be anti-skid mode. It's going to help with your traction control and stuff like that while you're trying to get through some snowy roads. 000 is intelligent mode, so that's going to adapt to what you got going on, whether it be slow driving, fast driving, however you are currently driving your vehicle. And then lock is your anti-theft security mode, so that's going to disable your throttle. So the car can't move if it detects that it's being stolen or moved by someone that you do not want to move it. So that's a nice feature as well. And again, you can cycle all through these, adjust them within. You can adjust them within the modes just by adjusting here. And if you want to go back to your factory settings, you can always just cycle right back to normal mode and then through all your different modes. So there's no tuning, no computer modifications required with this, simple plug and play. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our C&L Throttle Controller for your 16 to current Camaro. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Camaro, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.